Hey there, fellow duplicants. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Bionics, Episode 11, Death Loop. Alright, making it critical that we make temporary battery, and critical that we tend to Kellyan. Because he was low on internal oxygen. Yeah, he had grams of oxygen left. And I failed to notice that. So when you become incapacitated, a fellow duplicant can run up and shove a battery in you and then start up the boot up process, which is what we did. Yeah, we have insufficient oxygen generation because we're awaiting algae. I'll just rate. I'm doing the like priority leak to 9. So once we solve some of our most urgent issues, I will reassess priority levels for stuff, so we can avoid everything being 9. But for now, you know, I'm just setting everything to 9 that needs to urgently happen, like oxygen diffusers and the like. Geyser search. Doesn't look like there's anything this direction. Nope. We didn't really go that way. We hit a wall for slime that way. We will be digging out this way, seeing what's in the salt biome, but I don't have a lot of high hopes for it. And then we could go into this cold biome and see what's up this way. I have almost 7 tons of algae, and nobody's delivering it. Rev, thank you for the resub. And welcome. So the oil level I don't think is moppable here, but I'm not too concerned about mopping. We have a full reservoir at least. Where did all this chlorine gas come from, though? For real. I don't recall digging up any bleach stone, but clearly I did. So the gas overlay, yeah, clearly I did. There's a lot of chlorine everywhere. I thought I'd been good at avoiding it, but obviously that's not true. Looking around, I don't really see it coming from anywhere. So I must have just hit some bleach stone and it sublimed. And this is why I don't like it, because if you look at stress... Actually, this duplicant really hasn't had burned eyes from it, but yeah, I'll want to fix that at some point. Yo, can you deliver the frickin' algae? Oh my goodness. Waiting for an eternity for this thing. Deliver! It was at a 9, and I don't really know why it wasn't higher. But we're starting to suffocate, so that's why I was like, do it. Honestly, I straight up think this is bugged. So where is our algae? Because it might not be obtainable. No, that's obtainable. We can easily walk there. There we go! They delivered it. Good job, you. I'm going to leave it as an emergency for a while until, like, our breathability goes back up. Because We have a bunch of internal, our internal oxygen supply in our ox tanks are not... Oh, what the frick? Man, I am in a rut, aren't I? This is probably back to when I had to queue up all the backup batteries. Okay, so we have two emergencies. We have a power emergency and an oxygen emergency. No, okay, at least that's built. Dear Lord. And this is honestly just a priority creep issue of me not prioritizing oxygen over other things. So once the oxygen situation gets resolved and the power situation gets resolved, I will be addressing the power creep. Or the priority creep. So we got two diffusers going off. It's definitely enough oxygen generation as long as these diffusers get deliveries. And I'm just going to set them to emergency. The other thing I can do is I can go around the base and anything that is a 9 can become an 8. Or I would actually go so far as to say, let's set everything back to 5 except for the oxygen. And then start anew from there. So we're going to want coal at 7. That's reasonable. We'll do the oxygens at 8 apiece. Also reasonable. We'll do the crafting and solder at 7s. And then the triage at 7. Actually, I'm going to do the triage at 8. When we're hurt, we really want to get recovered so that we can get back into the labor pool. Then we're going to fill the battery banks at 7 as well. So, priority decreeped. And hopefully that helps. I should have done that sooner, obviously. So you're going to see a lot of the dupes have to fill their lungs because there's not a lot of oxygen available, so they're just going to have to take big sips here and there. But as these diffusers keep going, that will get fixed. Alright, raising the retro crafting table to a 9. It is, in fact, an emergency, because we have 2 critical power levels. So I need to start making the batteries. Good news is, the smart battery and the coal generator are built, so pretty soon these 2 power bank generators are going to be running. And a lot of our power needs will be resolved. So that's one of the 2 that had critical power level has been fixed. Shield might power down. But that's certainly better than, like, dying. Yep, so he did power down. Which is funny, because then Jazz Lover ran up and, like, ate the battery. It was like, save a friend, or just have more power for myself? More power for myself, thank you! So, priorities. Supply is getting raised up. So that we have coal and batteries being put where they need to be. Eventually, once I have an abundance of power, I can also do, like, auto sweeps. So that they deliver the batteries without the dupes. You are suffocating. Okay. Again. I do have batteries available, so we just need to reboot him. I think he's gonna die. Again. Yeah. Man, I just can't get out of this, like, Final Destination type situation. Every time I think I've played better, it's like, oh, nope, sorry. New way to die. So, let's go ahead and critical the crafting table. We're very close to being able to, and then I'm gonna 9 everything needed for the battery rechargers, and 7 here. So I know I have some priority creep. But all I really need to do is get a battery stuck into shield so it doesn't suffocate. It was just a bad combination of not having power and not having oxygen. But this time he's being repowered as a higher priority, and he should be able to fill his lungs soon. God, there's still not algae being delivered? Where is my algae? It's just right here. It's like not anywhere abnormally far or anything. Okay, so these chargers are ready to go. Awesome. So now we'll have 5 instead of 3, and that should be enough for the dupes. Breathability still sucks, but it is slowly becoming oxygenated. And I am setting the diffusers to 9, at least for now, because I'm tired of waiting for them to supply, and I probably need to change the supply priorities shifted again, so I just need to fix those. All right, I might be out of the rut, but I'll have to keep a close eye because of my jewels available. So taking a look at priority here. 9, 9, 9, 7s, 8s. I can get behind that. Now, I have 26 empty eco batteries, but these aren't being delivered. So where are the dupes that are supposed to be delivering? I think what's happening is they're just like digging exploration tunnels instead of actually doing the like jobs that they ought to be, and that's entirely my fault. That's just a priority issue. So yeah, we have another suffocating. If you're suffocating there, maybe don't stand there. I have a better idea. Y'all don't get off time. Get back to work. Oh, shield got trapped. God dang it! Stupid snow! This is Final Destination now. It just wants to kill shield. Somehow I didn't notice that there was like a single piece of snow trapping him inside the ice biome, and it killed him. One piece of snow killed him. I finally thought I was out of the rut. But nope, that wasn't. Frickin' snow. God. Alright, again! It's like I'm in a Tom Cruise movie, if you know what I mean. I just need Elizabeth Blunt to kick my butt. The coops are especially good at not surviving? Yes. Yeah, apparently yes. I mean, I well knew that going for Dupe 5 without, like, a rugged power grid was an extraordinarily bad idea. So, if anything, it's like, learn from my mistakes and don't do the thing I'm exactly doing. What'd you slay? Oh, ice. Can I remove orders outside the base? I mean, I could. There's not a lot of orders left outside the base. And I could certainly reduce their priorities down to like a 1. Which is better than removing them so I don't have to repaint them. But I think those are all the orders. Like, that is the extent of the orders outside the base now. Except for this one dig zone. So I remembered that there was, like, deadly snow. But these diffusers are running because I set them to top priority emergency. So they are being handled. We don't have any jewels available to us right now. But that's just a matter of setting the temporary metal banks to be powered up. And then raising the priority for coal delivery for this up to 7 from 5. And then raising the supply priority again for like the nth time. But I think we're out of the death loop now. I want to start piping in the Outer Wilds like sun exploding music. Because that's how it feels right now. Yeah, give me a blueprint. Sunny hanging pot. Oh, sunny, yeah. I was just talking about that. So we have a battery available. We have oxygen available. And nobody is currently dead. So maybe we're out of the death loop. It's probably too soon to say, and I probably just jinxed it. But we'll see soon. I don't think I need them to create as many microchips as they are, because I have like 22 of them now. So I'm going to change the scissors around so they like defrag a lot less. They still will defrag a little bit. And in fact, it might even be meta to have them have like 1 hour of bedtime. Just for the morale bonus of having a bed. But not spending a lot of time in it. So here we go. I think we're out of the death loop. Because we have 5 chargers that are charging on. And power available. And breathability is 100%. Whoa! Alright. With that said, I am pretty much at my wit's end for searching for geysers. I kind of went everywhere. I found nothing. So we're ultimately going to have to decide between oil-based or hydrogen-based. I just don't think I have anything else available to me that I'm willing to do. I'm doing one last scan. I'm sure there's other geysers that are just beyond my reach. But the amount of time it will take to get there is going to suck. So, question. What power generation? Oil or hydrogen? One or the other. I could go either way. The dupe was being offered, I really like, but I obviously don't have the power for it. Give you 2.5 minutes to vote on this. And if, just to fill you in, if hydrogen, the hydrogen vent is here. So I have pretty close access to it. It's not that far. And then if oil, I would be creating oil refining. So I would do the research for an oil refinery to turn oil into natural gas and petroleum, and then turn the natural gas in natural gas generators to produce power. Yeah. And I'll probably keep the petroleum, I imagine. But we'll see. So let's cover all of the geysers again. So this one is a copper volcano. This one is, I think, cool salt slush. This one just beyond view is a cool steam vent. So nothing really power generating there. Technically, you can turn a copper volcano into a steam generator, but I don't have steel, so that's moot. We obviously have another cool steam vent there. Which I should set this to priority 1. There is the hydrogen here. Chlorine here. This, what was this again? Steam, I think? Oh, polluted water. This is also polluted water, the one next to my base. Where is it? Right here is polluted water. I'll double check, but... Yep, polluted water. Yeah, it's the geysers I have access to, really not interesting. For the most part. And a whole bunch of nothing down here, and then some oil reservoirs here. So I think that's the extent of it. Oh, and another copper volcano here, right in the middle of this cold biome. And a saltwater geyser there, obviously. It's full of salt water. All right, oil-based wins by a hair. Got it. Build an oil refinery and natural gas generators. So the oil refinery, the way this works, and I guess I need to research it, is it will, well, I'll research it first, and then I can explain it a little bit more easily. One thing that we want paired with it is whoever works in the oil refinery is going to be exposed to nasty gas. So we don't necessarily need a full-on exosuit. The room will get hot, but we might want an oxygen mask dock. So I'll also get a oxygen mask dock and checkpoint, so that whoever is working inside of the oil refinery isn't like super angry at life. So if the oil is being stored here, maybe it makes sense to build a refinery somewhere in this area. So the refinery and the natural gas is going to be kept separate. So maybe I'll put natural gas here. So the other thing I'm going to need to do is to set up a power backbone, which I can build in this area. So by that, I mean, kind of the ideal way to run power around your base is to have heavy wire running through your base that separates out to power transformers. That's the cheap way to do it, because the heavy watt wires can hold 20 kilowatts and the regular wires can hold 1,000, because the other wires require refined metal, and that's a lot more expensive. Now, we do have lead down here that we could use for refined metals if we want to get back into the oil biome, but I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to be building an oil refinery, natural gas generators. Oh, and you're stuck. And then the power backbone. That is going to be heavy watt wire. Also looking at the copper that we have, we're kind of low. So I'm going to need to do some more copper mining. all those like temporary power banks that I had to manufacture so we didn't die pulled a lot of copper. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and make like 8 more eco banks, because we have 5 chargers and we have 8 spare eco power banks ready, which is nice. Yeah, we're definitely out of that death spiral, though. So, at least I have that going for me. And the other thing we're going to want once we have a natural gas generator is access to vacuum. Because the natural gas gennies outgas carbon dioxide. And I don't want to store it anywhere. I'm not growing dust caps or anything that uses carbon dioxide. I don't need to use carbon dioxide as a refrigerant, so we'll just vent it out to space. That's the most reasonable thing to do, I think. I'm also probably going to want a liquid lock to isolate at least the oil refinery room. If not, also isolating the natural gas genny. You got stuck too. Hey, Dupes, can you, like, build in order so that you don't get stranded? Because, like, you're looking pretty stupid there. Down here, let's get the portable gases. So the way the oil refinery works is you have, I guess what I will do is I'll prioritize power generation through natural gas. And then if not, if I don't have enough, we can do petroleum as well. Because petroleum has some other uses. Natural gas really doesn't. Petroleum is useful for later on down when you have the jet suits that you fly around in. It's powered with petroleum. So when you're in space up here, you need petroleum to fly about, to build stuff when you're out there. But back to what I was saying. So the way the oil refinery works is you build it. Yeah. Come on, bud. And its input pipe is crude oil, and its output pipe is petroleum, but it also farts out natural gas in the process. So it will fill the room that it's in with natural gas. And natural gas is an eye irritant and not fun to breathe in. So we're going to want some sort of like oxygen checkpoint for it so that whoever's in there is not miserable. How else would they manage to sneak a break? Yeah, but I'm watchful. Sometimes. Barely. So if we're going to do a liquid lock, let's set one up here. And then the oil refinery can be inside this little dome. I might want to tidy this stuff up before I liquid lock it, because we're not going to be able to get access to this stuff once it's done. So the purpose of the liquid lock is so that the natural gas the oil refinery generates doesn't just like bleed out everywhere. Also, I probably didn't really add space for a mask checkpoint, which I really ought to do first. Kind of jumping the gun here. And I did just get the oxygen mask checkpoint and dock. So I'm going to redesign this a little bit and put the checkpoint dock so that the person here breathes. So something like that should suffice. It does mean we will need an oxygen mask. Let's queue one up now. And then this will need oxygen gas intake, which means we'll want a gas pump. Eventually I'll have a cheaper filter, but initially we'll just have a regular gas filter. It's more power requiring, but it's what we can afford. There it is. This whole room will fill with natural gas eventually, and we can automate the pumping of the natural gas into gas reservoirs, feeding our natural gas once the refinery is built. And we'll want to filter it out initially so that the oxygen in there, or maybe what I could do is add the liquid lock and then pump all the oxygen out of the room, so that it only is natural gas once it's running. That makes some sense. So the oil refinery will be going here, and a gas pump somewhere in there. All right, looking good. The joules available, pretty comfortable with. We have 12 eco banks ready to go. And the delivery is already done. The oxygen mask is already getting filled. That was fast. So there's some other research that I might want for the power grid. So let's consider. I think there's some conduits that I might want to unlock. The conduit wires might be pretty useful, and the large power transformers if I'm trying to do like large battery bank refilling. And then the other thing we might want to consider is what liquid we use. Maybe I just use gunk. I'm just going to have gunk here. Why are you standing there? Oh, yeah, okay. For now, we really don't need the aux checkpoint, so I'm going to disable it. Because this is oxygenated. So here, oops, this liquid will be gunk, Enable auto bottle. So we're going to be pumping the gunk out of here and using it as a liquid lot. I could do oil, but I just don't have a puddle of oil anywhere. So I'm just going to use the gunk. Because we're Bionics, I can't use the brine or salt water that well, I could, but it would not be fun. I would need an exosuit to not get bad liquid. So I'm deciding to use the gunk. Which is kind of funny. It's like using pea water. Oh, my carbon siphon is full, isn't it? Oh no, I did the very opposite. I like bled all my liquid out. Oopsie poopsie. Did not notice. Fixing that now. Yeah, I noticed all the carbon dioxide pooling, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a mistake. I could add automation to this in the future, so I don't have to like manually think about it. Where the liquid reservoir throws the valve open when it hits a certain threshold, and then closes at another threshold. But I don't have enough for a digital valve yet, because that requires plastics. Which we're heading towards, because we're refining oil, but that'll take a minute. Okay, that's probably enough water to get the carbon skimmer up and running again. So we're almost done with the sweeps. And we're moving gunk to the liquid lot. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Bionic Booster Pack DLC Marathon, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 15th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I asked for no backseating, and also feedback cannot be incorporated because the entire series was already streamed once as a marathon. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow duplicants.